Hello viewers, you are welcome to Yinky Couture channel. This is where I upload new sewing tutorials. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and also turn on the notification bell so as to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you. Today I'll be showing you how to measure, calculate and draft a perfect off-shoulder sleeve and bodice. So before we go to the sleeve, I'll first of all draft the off-shoulder bodice. So right now, this is what the picture here is what we want to achieve. The off-shoulder bodice will look like the picture I'm showing you right now. This is how it will look. The off-shoulder bodice, it will only have a waist dart. It will have a waist dart. So before I do the sleeve, I'll first of all draft the bodice, and the bodice will be drafted with this. So I've drafted this one out. It is not difficult. If you have watched my basic bodice, this one will not be new to you. So you place your tape rule. I'm drafting the back and the front together. As you can see, I've placed the front. This is the front. It's folded. Then I place it on the back, leaving the zipper allowance. So when you do that, the next thing to do is to place your tape rule and measure your blouse overall measurement. The blouse overall measurement is 23 inches all together with the sewing allowance. So the measurement I will be needing for this, the measurement I will use for this bodice is the normal upper chest allowance, the bust, the under bust, the half length of waist and the blouse length. And also when I get to the sleeve, I'm going to need the off shoulder circumference. The off shoulder circumference, you will see the picture on the screen right now, how to get your perfect off shoulder circumference, and also the upper chest width. The upper chest width is from here, from this picture, the upper chest width is your normal neckline from here to here, the neckline, your off shoulder neckline. That's the upper chest width. You will need that width. You will not need to know the measurement that is here before you can draft the sleeve. And also the upper arm bicep, the upper arm measurement or bicep measurement, and also the upper sleeve circumference. All this I will show you when we want to draft the sleeve. So from here, let's continue drafting the bodice. This is the upper chest measurement and my upper chest, or my armhole allowance, because this upper chest is also used as our armhole allowance. So I have 8 inches for that. My bust measurement is 10. The under bust is 14, as you can see, and the half length is 17. While the blouse length, overall blouse length is 22 inches, but with the sewing allowance of half inch here, it will be 23. So from there, the next thing to do is to know how the off shoulder, we want to draft off shoulder. So I'm going to go off from here. I'm going to go off by 5 inches. 5 inches from here, I'm going to go off. So I'm still going to indicate that one by a straight ruler. So this is just to indicate how off I want to go. So the neckline, the design can still be deep, but let me still, for temporarily, it will be like this. Then the next thing to do is to input my nipple to nipple measurement. And my nipple to nipple measurement, the nipple to nipple measurement I'm using for this tutorial is 7.5 inches plus half inch. For the sewing, it will be 4 inches. So I will input the nipple to nipple measurement from the bust through to the blouse length, as you can see. Then I'm going to come down, because this is just a waist that I want to input. This is not a bust there. So I'm going to come down by 1 inch from the breast point. So, and I'll come up by 2 inches. I'll come up by 2 inches from the overall blouse length. And when I get to the under bust, I'm going to take half inch here on the under bust, and half inch here, half inch here on the waist. So this is where I've taken my dart allowance, half inch on the under bust, 1 inch on the under bust, and 1 inch on the half length. So I'm going to connect it to this point. You know, we came up by 2 inches here, so we are going to connect all these points together to make our dart. So this is the dart, and we have the dart already, and this will also go for the back. What I do here is what I'm going to do for the back, just that the back dart will reach this place. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to notch here, because I'm cutting the back and the front together, so I need to notch so as to know where the dart will be on the back. So after notching here, I'm still going to come to the center and also notch at the center. I'll fold it like this and notch it. So as you can see, don't forget to do this. So the next thing to do is to input my measurement. So I will start my measurement from the upper chest. The upper chest measurement, we have my bust measurement. So the bust measurement plus 1 inch is, I'm going to add it to this upper chest, what I use to indicate my upper chest. How did I get my upper chest? You only come up from your bust line by 2 inches for off shoulder. You come up from your bust line by 2 inches. So I will come here and input my bust allowance, the bust measurement. I'm using bust 34, that's 8.5 plus 2 inches. 2 inches sewing allowance, that's 10.5. Then we come here, we have that intake of 1 inch. You add it to the under bust measurement, which is 28, which is 7. The reason why we get 7 is that this is folded into 4. Then 28 divided by 4 is 7 inches. That's how I get my 7. 7 plus 1 inch of that intake will give me 8, and 8 plus 2 inches sewing allowance will give me 10. And now come here, the upper chest. I'm going to input this measurement. The measurement that is here is what will be on the upper chest, 10.5 plus 1 inch is allowance, which is 11.5. 26 inches divided by 4 is going to give me 6.5. 6.5 plus 1 inch, 7.5. 7.5 plus 2. 7.5 plus 2, that's 9.5, which is the sewing allowance. I think we get it. And when we get here, we are going to input the hip measurement here. The hip measurement is 38 inches. 38 divided by 4 will give me 9.5. 9.5 plus 2 will give me 11.5. So I'm going to connect all these. Here, you are going to come up by 1 inch, then you measure 2 inches away, then you blend it to that with your free hand so as not to have a sharp edge here. So I think we have this one done already with this. So the next thing to do is to create our neckline, our off shoulder neckline. So how do we create our neckline? Depends on how deep you want your neckline to be. So I will come up from the temporary neckline that I drafted out. I'm still going to come up like this to come down by 1 inch. So that means my neckline is 6 inches because this is ordinarily 5 inches before. So I'm going to measure my neckline. My neckline depth, from what I see here, the depth of my neckline, I don't want it to be more than 10 inches in front. So my neckline width. So how do I get my neckline width? From this picture, this is my neckline width from here to here. My neckline width. So from here to here in the front, I don't want it to be more than 10 inches. So this is cut on fold. That means I will have 5 inches here, and I'll add sewing allowance to the side. So 5 inches. This is how it will come. This is where it will be. After putting my ½ inch allowance, this is the sewing allowance to attach it to the sleeve. Then I'll connect this point to this armhole depth. So to create the armhole depth, so I'll use my curve ruler to drag this out. So this is the armhole. So from here, right now, I can lift the front pattern off, then use it. I'm going to mark all this line out on the back bodice to be able to create my back bodice measurement. And this is the back bodice. So the straight lines are here already, which means this is the, I'm going to place it back to be able to indicate it out, to know the bust, the under bust, the waist, and the what I used to take my upper chest. So from here, the next thing to do is that the nipple to nipple measurement is here already. Then I'm going to come up the same way that I did for the front bodies. I'm going to come up from the overall measurement here. I'm going to come up by 2 inches. Then from the bust, from the upper chest, I'm going to connect. Since I use 8 inches for my upper chest, I'll connect it straight to the upper chest. I'm going to measure the nipple to nipple on the upper chest also. Then I'll connect it to the upper chest from the waist. The only thing I'm going to do here is that I'm still going to use this ½ inch measurement, ½ inch here on under bust, and ½ inch here, and also on the waistline, ½ inch and ½ inch, making 1 inch there. So I'm going to input the next thing is to input the measurement, to connect it with the straight line. After doing that, I'll place it back. Then, since this is my allowance is here. The allowance is 1 inch. Then I'll go by 1 inch. Then I'll follow this curve, the 1 inch curve. When you measure this is 1 inch, I'll follow it through to the side. So my cutting will go like this. So the sewing allowance down there is ½ inch. Then I'll cut it out. I'm going to input my sewing allowance on the upper part. The sewing allowance of ½ inch. So don't forget to notch. To be able to know the center point. So we have the back bodice, then we have the front bodice. So this is our front and this is our back. So the bodice is ready. The next thing to draft is the sleeve. This is what the picture that I have now. So I drafted this picture to be able to explain some things to us. This is the neck width and this is the armhole. This is the waist. So I've drafted the bodice now, indicating the off-shoulder bodice without the sleeve. And right here, this is the sleeve. So there are some things we need to know. The neck width will be subtracted from the overall off-shoulder circumference, because the overall off-shoulder circumference is this. We are going to measure from here to here to the back to get the circumference. We measure the picture is on the screen, how to measure the overall off-shoulder circumference. If you don't want it to be as off as that, because this is a semi-off-shoulder, we have some off-shoulder that the shoulder will start, the sleeve will start from here. So that's when you can use that type of measurement. But if you want this type that will still sit on the shoulder a little bit, you subtract 2 inches from that measurement. So when I subtracted 2 inches from the measurement, I have 38 inches. So I indicated this calculation for the sleeve by saying upper sleeve circumference, which means from here to here is what I want to calculate now. From here to here to calculate my upper sleeve circumference will be equal to the total off-shoulder circumference, the total off-shoulder circumference that we measured, minus this neck width. You will remove this neck width from the total off-shoulder circumference. That's how you can get this upper sleeve circumference. That's how you can get from here to here. So doing that, what I got is that I got 38 inches for my total off-shoulder circumference, minus 10 inches for this neck width. You know we have front and back. So the front and back will mean that 10 inches in the front, 10 inches at the back. When I added it together, it gives me 20 inches. Then I subtract it from 38 overall off-shoulder circumference, which gives me 18 inches. So for my sleeve now, the 2 sleeves they are 18 inches altogether. 2 sleeves gave me 18 inches altogether. So if I want to calculate one sleeve, because right now we only want to draft a sleeve, so a sleeve will now be that 18 inches divided by 2. 18 inches divided by 2, which will give me 9 inches. So a sleeve is 9 inches. That means 9 inches will go from here through to the back to meet the armhole at the back. 9 inches from here. I'm talking of this upper measurement. So when I know that this from here to here through to the back is 9 inches, that means from here to here will be 9 inches divided by 2, which will give me 4.5. So when I want to cut on fold now, for each sleeve that I'm cutting on fold, I will divide this 9 inches by 2, giving me 4.5 inches. The measurement needed is the off-shoulder circumference. The off-shoulder circumference, the upper chest width. The upper chest width is from here to here. And I told you that the upper chest width I'm using for this is how deep you want your neck to be. You can use 10 inches from here to here. You can use 12. Depends on how off you want your off shoulder to be. So from here to here that I'm using now is right now. Next thing we need is the upper arm or bicep measurement. The upper arm or bicep measurement for the sleeve. We also need the cap height, and there is a standard measurement for cap height. The cap height that I'll be using for this tutorial is 5.5 inches. I also need the upper sleeve circumference. Upper sleeve circumference is what I mean by this. From here, this sleeve circumference from here through to the back. The sleeve circumference that starts from here, the upper sleeve here, from here through to the back, is what I mean by the upper sleeve circumference. And I've explained how to calculate that. And also the sleeve length. The sleeve length. So from there, I want to draft the overall sleeve length for this tutorial is 12 inches. So I'm going to put an ½ inch here and input 1 inch here for the allowance. So I'm creating a new borderline because I'll still come down, creating a new borderline. So I'm starting my measurement, my sleeve from here. From here through to here is 13 inches. So I'm adding 1 inch sewing allowance to it. So the next thing to do is to create our cap height. The cap height I told you is there's a standard for it. I have 5.5, but because this is an off shoulder, I will remove 0.5 from it to be able to align well with the shoulder. So I will have 5 inches. Then I will indicate the 5 inches with a straight ruler, with a straight line, and this will now be, I mean, from here to here is what I call my cap height. So on this line is where I will input my upper arm measurement. The upper arm measurement is 6 inches plus 1½ sewing allowance, 7. And the measurement of this sleeve, this is an extension of the sleeve. We call it sleeve opening from here. So the sleeve opening here, the round sleeve for the sleeve opening here is 10 inches. Divided by 2 will give me 5. Adding 1½ will give me 6½. Then I'll connect it with a straight ruler. Depending on how you want your sleeve length to be, you can use any sleeve length. You can make it shorter and you can still make it longer than this. So depending on where your sleeve opening will be and where your that is what will determine your round sleeve. So from here I'm going to create what I call my upper sleeve circumference or round off shoulder, and I mean here, which is what we have calculated here. So from the calculation, for each sleeve it is 9½. For each sleeve it is 9½. So I will have, because this is cut on fold, I will have 4½ here divided by 2. I will have 4½ here. I'm bending down because this is the pattern I want my sleeve to assume. So I'll connect it with a curve ruler. And from this point I will add ½ inch for the sewing to attach it to the basic bodice. So from there, from this point I can create my off shoulder armhole by putting my curve ruler to connect this point together. So I have my armhole. So to create your off shoulder sleeve is as simple as this. The next thing to do is to cut it out. Then from here I'm going to add extra sewing allowance of ½ inch here. To turn the sleeve in by the time you want to use your lining. So the next thing is to draft it out. I have my sleeve ready. It's as simple as that. So I can connect it right now. The basic bodice. And right now, this is our off shoulder sleeve. It has been attached to this. So I show you how to attach it. When you want to sew, this is how you attach it. This is the back bodice. This is the front bodice. You attach it to here. You will sew it. Then you attach it here after turning this. So when you have done that, you place the right side on the right side. Then After placing the right side on the right side, this is the wrong side. Then you are going to input all your measurements. Your bust, your under bust, everything. You input your armhole measure and round sleeve measurement here also. Then you will chalk and you connect your measurement like so. Then you join your sewing and you have your clothes ready. Your off shoulder bodice or your off shoulder dress is ready. And we have come to the end of the tutorial. If you like this tutorial, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. You can also share it, and also if you have any question or any suggestion, you can leave it in the comment section. I'm going to reply as soon as I see it. As soon as possible, I'm going to give it a reply. Thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye.